So remember, as we support home language, there's some key considerations. Children should hear, speak, and see their home languages throughout the day and all around them. They should have access to books and environmental print in their languages, and these should be displayed all over the setting, on the walls, in materials that they're accessing, on equipment, things like the clock and the door. It should really be all around, and tap into your families to help you if you don't speak the languages of the children. Children should also hear adults around them using keywords and phrases in their languages. So these could be greetings, directions, equipment or things around the room. It could be areas that you'd like children to go to. So find keywords. Don't be afraid to use them. Children really love when there is that connection and they can see that you're trying. And again, they love to fill in those words for you if you don't remember how to say something. But tap into your families. They oftentimes want to find ways to really connect with the children in the learning setting and with you. And it's a wonderful way to do this. Remember language models. Language models are adults who use their strongest language to communicate. And so that means a language that they're fluent in and that they communicate effortlessly in. So tap into your staff and resources and encourage families to come in to lead and run activities with children or to do some reading. We want to really be able to tap into as many resources as possible so children can hear their own language as they're learning English. Remember, when we're supporting home language, it's really important to preview and review concepts. So if you have a anchor text selected, you want to be sure that you, in the days before you've read it in English, that you've had time to read it with young children in your care. You can also send the anchor text home or key vocabulary home in home language and in English, so families can be working at home with their children and help to solidify those concepts in home language. And when you are reviewing after a lesson or an anchor text or experience has been introduced in English, make sure that you're drawing those connections back to home language. We can support home language throughout the day by planning ahead. So this means that you might decide that you want to work in small groups. And in small group time, you might have 2 to 3, maybe 4 children at an activity using anchor text in home language. I'm talking about it through the pictures, realia that you may have, labeling. You may decide during story time to introduce again the anchor text in home language, which again gives that ability for children to learn it and understand it in a language that's more familiar to them. During centers and interest areas, you might have different materials, construction and building blocks, dramatic play, art, maybe some instruments or books, mirrors. All of these materials are set up so that children, as they're using them, can be developing their home language, and staff can be available to be able to have those conversations in map language. During routines, lining up, diapering, mealtime, hand washing, these are all wonderful times of day to be reinforcing home language as children are learning English. Outdoor experiences, exploring nature, the things around them, maybe some activities that they're doing, like bouncing a ball or climbing or sliding, moving their bodies, experiencing maybe some materials like sand or water. These are wonderful, again, activities that are engaging. They'll tend to want to describe what they're doing, and staff can be on hand to be guiding them in those conversations. And drop off and pick up. It's a wonderful time of 2 times of day when you're greeting parents or family members. You're discussing events of the day, maybe talking about child's progress, the skills that they've learned, areas of interest. So it's a great way to use home language and certainly have staff available to be able to communicate effectively with families. So we can support language learning again during activities and routines. So diapering, you have that captive audience where you can be using songs or chants, implementing key vocabulary as the child is getting changed. So remember, repetition is the key, and that it isn't just about a book or a theme or a lesson, but these moments of experiencing and exposing children to language happen throughout the day and not always during direct instruction. So they can be planned experiences or unplanned, and that the pull strategies can be connected to that big theme, or they can be in the moment as children are exploring and investigating and observing and doing. So let's look at the use of songs and chants. Again, this is an example of maybe during hand washing, you could create a song that helps children to know what to do when they're there, and also, again, to embed that rich vocabulary. So in this song, I'll go ahead and sing it. It's to the tune of Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. And remember, pairing gestures, visual cues helps too. So this is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands every single day. This is the way we scrub our fingers, scrub our fingers, scrub our fingers. This is the way we scrub our fingers every single day. This is the way we rinse our hands, rinse our hands, rinse our hands. This is the way we rinse our hands and rinse those germs away. This song is called Good and Clean, and it's to the tune of Happy Birthday. Wash my hands so good and clean. Wash my fingers and in between. Watch the germs all go away. Now they're clean, I'll go and play. Wash my hands so good and clean. Wash my fingers and in between. Watch the germs all go away. Now they're clean, I'll go and play. There are so many opportunities you can provide children for them to see and hear and use rich language and to make meaning in their own languages and in English. And so please consider songs and chants as a wonderful way, an engaging way of doing that. Let's get ready to do an activity together next.